Hey, welcome back. Yeah, it's been a long ass time since I played this game. I actually think it's been over a month since I recorded the last part. That's what happens when you get busy with work and you have to travel and then you don't have any free time to play any games. It gets kind of frustrating. So yeah, I have no idea what I was in the middle of doing. I imagine I was trying to finish the Forest of the Fallen Giants. I don't know that for a fact. So yeah, I'm just gonna go and fuck around a bit, I think. Let me go, and first, the last thing that I did or didn't do was I don't know if... Nope, I didn't, because I'm an idiot. Yeah, I never bought the blacksmith's key. I don't know why. I completely forgot to do that earlier. But now I'm gonna go back to the blacksmith and gonna make my weapons better. Because if you noticed in the last two parts, I was primarily using lightning uh, as my main damage output, which shouldn't shouldn't surprise anybody, considering I'm playing this as kind of a hybrid kind of faith build that really is relying on a lot, a lot of um, using spells and range. But I did want to get my mix on with this halberd, as I mentioned before. So, in the interest of actually using this damn thing, I'm gonna go and hopefully beef it up a little bit here. So, first things first, open the door. You don't have to talk to Leningrast. He will say, come back, which is fine, I'll do that. The next thing that I actually want to do, and I was shown this by somebody else, and forgive me if you have seen this already, because it was new to me, actually. Um, that guy is the same as the engraving on one of the Demon Souls level doors. I can't remember which one it was, but in profile, he looks exactly the same, and that's such a cool shout out. So, thank you to the two best friends for pointing that out in their playthrough. Um, yeah, probably a better one to watch, honestly, if you're gonna look for laughs and actually getting something out of the game, some edutainment. Uh, I, on the other hand, am not so great at this game, but gonna mess around and see how well I can do anyway. Again, this is New Game Plus, if you didn't remember, so it's gonna be a little bit trickier, I think, a little bit tougher. Um, but yeah, you know, it's a completely different kind of experience actually when you go New Game Plus versus just a brand new game with a new character, because even though you maintain all the equipment that you had before, the difficulty spike is pretty rad. Whereas I think it's probably easier to play through a second time fresh, because you know where stuff is, you know where you can find overpowered weapons early, and kind of give yourself a big advantage. So, in the interest of being beefy enough, maybe, hopefully, to actually stand a chance in this game, I'm going to go ahead and put some points into my equipment that I have. And by points, I mean repair. So this requires Twinkling Titanite. That's kind of expensive, but it's gonna be worth it, I think, in the end. I'm not really being too ticky about it right now. I just kind of want to get it strong enough to where I'm comfortable with it. Um, you know, I don't want to be throwing lightning the entire game. It's just going to be boring to watch. And if I really wanted to do that, entirely, I should probably have not picked a class, or rather, not picked a build that had any kind of damage based off of a melee weapon. Um, I mean, it's tricky. It's tricky because I think the idea that a lot of people have when they play these kind of games is, specialize. And I think that that's probably the best idea. I mean, specializing certainly does give you uh, the opportunity to really do a lot of damage that you couldn't otherwise. Um, it's really weird when you are a jack of all trades in this kind of game, because a lot of times you do end up getting left kind of in the dust by, say, a pure melee build, pure dex build. I think it's a little bit more tenable in this game, actually, than it has been in previous Souls games, of, having a mixed build. But, again, I also think I don't know. I think this is going to be a lot harder than it was my first time through as a straight sorcerer build. Um, I don't really have any proof of that necessarily, but I'm just guessing. Also, like I said, I'm completely lost. I have no idea where I'm going. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, yeah, alright. I'm just gonna go down here. And I want to say I might have the boss door open already. I don't remember. That was really dumb. Yeah, also, like I said, I'm going to be playing this kind of loose and fast, so you're going to probably think, like, man, he's the worst at this game. I've never seen anyone be so bad. And you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's just, this is my second time through, and I really don't want to take my time. I took my time way too much in the last game when I was a sorcerer. A lot of just, like, standing around and, waiting for, enemies to come out, and sniping, and running away, and hiding, and drinking Estus, and waiting for my life to come back. And I don't know, this is not fun to watch. And, I found myself craving higher difficulty, I guess, might be a good way to put it. A playthrough that is going to really kind of challenge me, and I think just kind of going nuts is going to be probably the best way to do that. Let's see if I can knock this door down. I know there's some that you can actually knock down, but... And again, I just learned that recently, too, which makes you feel like a super dummy when you don't realize that that's possible. So, no, I guess? I don't remember if this is a boss fight or not, but let's do it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, this guy. Fuck, I really don't want to cheese him, but I think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna just throw a lot of lightning at him. I'm just not super confident with this this halberd yet. So I'm just gonna kind of cheese him. So yeah, faith build in this game is really strong. If you're just starting out, I would say... Oh, well, there you go. See, is that my first death? Maybe. That might be my first death. That's what I get for talking and not paying attention. But yeah, I think if you were just starting the game, faith build is a great idea. Start with a cleric, buff lightning, never die, really. I don't want to say never, because, I mean, it's Dark Souls. There's a very good chance you're going to die all the time. But it's pretty rare if you're paying attention, which, again, I obviously was not. And also, as a reminder, I haven't played through this section in months. I mean, I got this game probably about the third week it was out. I actually was in the middle of playing the first Dark Souls. I was finishing it up, so I kind of marathoned through the last section of that game to get onto this one because I wanted to play it when the online was still active and when it still felt like a Souls game. These games are great, but I think they lose a lot when you're not playing online with other characters. You don't get the full experience. Also, speaking of other characters, I certainly here could have hired, gotten a helper. I'm not, again, I'm going for a little bit more challenge, but I'm trying not to make this like the death reel where it's just me dying over and over again. So, well, oh, holy shit, okay. That does a fuck ton of damage. Damn. See, I keep getting surprised at shit, and I'm gonna die a lot from that. You and I were learning together here. Yeah, that did a lot of damage. Wow, okay. So yeah, I'm kind of getting a handle on the moveset of the halberd still. Again, I'm used to not meleeing anything. So, I mean, this is probably going to be, to most viewers, the most boring Dark Souls Let's Play because I'm not going to get frustrated at much of anything. I don't think there's too many cheap deaths that are to be had in this game. Most of the time, if you die, it's your own fault. And you probably could have done something different to prevent it. So, don't complain. Get good, as the saying goes. Because I actually, life story for all you kiddies, I used to have a serious temper problem when I played games. I was that guy that you always make fun of who like throws his controller against the wall and breaks it into a million pieces. That was me in high school. I remember breaking part of my bed actually during the last challenge in the original God of War. I can honestly say I barely remember it myself, but I remember it was part of like the challenge tower, and oh my god, it frustrating to no end. I'm gonna pop a human effigy here, just because I want full life. And of course I drink an Estus right after my message has been raided. See, like, that's the kind of stuff that's gonna make me grumpy. Not dying. But anyway, yeah, I used to be terrible about that kind of thing. Just throwing controllers and just being an overall kind of a dickhead and a real brat about games. I don't know what changed, but I guess I just got older and realized I didn't want to pay for fucking controllers all the time. That shit gets really old. So yeah, now that he's down, I should probably just kind of go nuts. I don't even remember this animation from the last time I played him. I guess I'll just kind of back up, throw some lightning while he's doing his thing over there. He pulled his arm off for some extra range and some extra damage. This is going a lot better this time. You know, the thing about the Souls games especially is that they ask a lot of patience from you that is not easy to find sometimes. Is that it? Did I do it? Oh, well, cool. Okay, so maybe this is going to be a lot easier of a playthrough than I thought it was going to be. Because, yeah, I was just kind of goofing. Looks like he's super weak to lightning and fire, I guess. So, again, faith build. And especially early on at this point in the game, you could have the Hade sword and or the flame longsword as well. So, I mean, I think pretty much any build shouldn't have too much of a problem here. If you do have a problem, you know, there's obviously here lots of summon signs to get some help. I mean, it's pretty helpful if you're not prepared. Again, I don't think that's a super tough boss fight, but, you know, depending on your build and what you've got going on, your mileage will certainly vary. I I'm just gonna look around in this room. I don't remember there being anything cool or important here, but let's see. Yeah, sure, I'll rate that guy. See, again, talking about things that I don't remember experiencing when I was playing Dark Souls is all the messages and things. I mean, when I played Demon Souls, to give you a better example, I had online turned off entirely because of world tendency. Now, if you've never played Demon Souls and you've only started with the Dark Souls portion of the series, world tendency was this fun thing where by killing bosses or saving or killing other NPCs, holy crap, the frame rate just shit itself, you would basically open other paths and spawn red phantoms and all other kinds of interesting parts of the game. And it's kind of a cool gimmick, but the problem is, like, hey, speaking of red phantoms, if you, how do I best put this? If you were playing online, you could run into characters, player characters, and situations that could technically ruin the world tendency that you were going for, because the game itself actually didn't have a way to have infinitely recoverable tendency. And what I mean by tendency is there's like light and dark, essentially. And there are only a few ways to make the world lighter, and a hell of a lot more ways to make it darker. And so if something got fucked up in your playthrough, either by your own hand or somebody else who was in your world, tough shit. You were going to miss out on something potentially pretty cool in that playthrough. And unlike the rest of the Soul series, where most of the really cool weapons, the unique weapons, I'll say, the ones that are boss soul types, those weapons actually used to be from red phantoms, named red phantoms specifically, in the first game. So you kind of have a lot more, I don't know, freedom in this game when you're picking up Bleed Dagger. Wow, that's a pretty rad drop. Cyan's Helm. So yeah, new equipment. This is rad. Shit. God damn, I completely lose my train of thought. Yeah, okay, so world tendency. Yeah, it sucked when you missed out on something because you accidentally, you know, shifted the tendency. And a way to shift tendency was by dying, actually, in human form. Which, as you can imagine, super sucked because it was really easy to do. So in that game, you never wanted to be human, you always wanted to be hollow. It wasn't a very fun kind of experience, I'll say, when you just kind of died for nothing all the time. And ended up having these big, you know, wow, fuck, there I go again, my fucking brain. Yeah, what? World tendency. Yes, dying as a human just shit all over your tendency progress. So unless you were intentionally going for the dark tendency, if you were in the middle of trying to get up your light tendency, you were screwed. And there were a lot of good items and pieces of gear and just cool things and characters to fight and deal with in the game that you just weren't going to get to experience ever. And it was really unfortunate. So I'm glad they fixed that. You know, I do kind of miss the boss nature of phantoms, if that makes sense. You know, I liked having phantom, or I should say red phantoms, feel like they were the bosses, even though they weren't. Ugh! Well, I saw that coming, but I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I mean, the red phantoms in this game just kind of feel like beefier enemies, and that's fine, I guess. I don't know, it's just weird how much the game has changed from the first Souls to now. Um, I will say I think the distillate, the end result here, is the best version of the Souls series. I know a lot of people would probably disagree. They like other games, but you know, I've never been huge on like the dueling aspect, so you'll have to take my opinion on that out because it's fun to duel, but it's also not something that I spend most of my time doing. Yeah, I mean, I think getting rid of things like World Tendency was a good idea. Um, I it kind of frustrates me though, like I said, that the Red Phantoms aren't as big of a deal as they were in the older games, but you know, the game, the polish, the boss monsters, overall on the whole, I think the game is much better. These guys are incredibly weak to lightning, which is pretty obvious. Oh, that sucks. That just sucks. Um, Now, I say most things are weak to lightning. Everything takes friggin' massive damage from lightning, but those guys are especially weak. So, again, Faith build, gonna be doing a lot of damage without having to worry too much. Again, speaking about worrying, I'm not too worried about the souls I'm gonna pick up. I don't really plan to level a whole lot in this playthrough. Oh, trying to get the sneak kill. Just because it's not really going to benefit me too much, I don't think. I'm almost soul level 160, which isn't ridiculously high, but again, it's fairly high, and there's nothing really to my build here that I'm missing that I can tell. There's nothing that I want that I don't have yet, based on soul level, for example. So I'm not too worried about that. There's not too much I'm going to be worried about, period, in this run through. It's going to be more of a fun, kind of laid back variant. It's not going to be super serious. It's not going to be trying to grab fucking everything. Because that's what I did in my first run, and I don't think that makes for a very fun playthrough when you're just hoarding items and going nuts. Oh yeah, this guy. So I'll cheese him a little bit, just because, why not? And this guy. But yeah, I kind of wanted this to be like semi-challenging in the sense of like, hey, bosses are going to be kind of tricky because you're not going to be just throwing spells at them the whole time. But I did want to have fun, and I didn't want it to be one of those playthroughs where I'm constantly dying. I understand that that's kind of like the fun of the Soul series, and like, everybody kind of like learning the game and all that good stuff, but I think there's enough videos out there of people just getting mollywopped by these games. I don't think we need another series on YouTube of somebody angrily yelling at the screen while they, fall into the abyss. As much as I'd like to be the funny guy that gets all the views, I don't know. Not my style. Not my style to just yell for no reason. I don't think this area here has anything I really need. But yeah, I'm still gonna go through it. I'm just trying to clear this area out because, again, I haven't really remembered exactly where I'm supposed to go yet. I did finish the boss, which is good. This is going to be a really shitty fight. Can I? Nope. It's trying to assassinate him. Run! 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 Okay. Yeah, again, the bad thing about a halberd is most of your swings at any point are overhead. So you gotta be careful with, like, friggin' doorways, man. They're bad for you. I think the only thing you can do You can do sweeps when you're doing a run. You can do your little rolling upper, which is okay, I suppose. But really, if you see somebody coming, I guess you really need to do the 1-2 stab 'em zoo. I don't think I can two-hand this yet, no. Which is kind of frustrating, but it's okay. I imagine the moveset changes. That's kind of one of the... I just got the shit scared of me by that Phantom. That's one thing that I probably will kind of work towards in this playthrough, is just kind of playing around with two hands a little bit more. Because again, being a sorcerer, you really never two-handed anything. So yeah, it'll be fun maybe later in game to do some like two-handed halberdier kind of action. And I really do plan on at some point trying to really cut down. Whoa! That's new. Holy crap, that scared the shit out of me. But yeah, I really want to be able to cut down eventually on the amount that I rely on, like lightning spear. You know, I didn't know they had that move. That's kind of cool, actually. I don't think it's cheesy. I just, you know, I'm kind of looking for a little bit of a different gameplay experience in this run-through. But, you know, I'm still going to use it. Don't get me wrong. That shit's awesome. I got so scared by that fucker that I completely forgot where I was. Okay. I know where I'm at now. It's fine. That's going to be probably the majority of the entertainment value in this goddamn playthrough is... Oh, funny. Is me just yelling because I get jump scared by red phantoms that weren't there in the last game. Which I'm glad to see that they actually put some effort into making that the case. You know, God, fuck! Ow! No. Jesus, I stopped talking because I got too into the fight. Yeah, no, like, this stuff is really cool. God, gotta get him. Oh, fucker, the backstab. Man, I thought I had him. Yeah, that's kind of the problematic bit, too, of having a hybrid style. Your brain kind of melts down when you're trying to figure out exactly what you want to do. Because I'll go ahead and tell you, I could not, in my head, decide whether I wanted to shield up or run away and throw lightning at him. And had I done one or the other, I think I would have not, you know, died, but I had a freaking crisis where I couldn't remember what my plan was, and so I just got bodied. But that's fine. Again, I'm not grumpy about it because that was a new encounter, it was a new experience in the game. I've never seen that character type, that model, other than on, what's his name? Catalina. You know, the other fucker from Dark Souls 1, if you've played the rest of the Souls series. He had that same kind of knight set with the onion helm and the fat body. Just shocked the hell out of me, I guess. I wasn't expecting to see him. Or that model in DS2. Maybe it's in here. Maybe I just don't remember it. It's entirely possible. Ow, jerk. That animation is really shitty, though. That firebomb animation. Ugh. Alright, come on. Ugh. roll. Back rolls? Ooh. Alright, so that's a nice little, I don't want to say combo. Hey, human effigy, that's pretty ill too. Don't want to say combo because that's not a combo. But I like that. I like that. The backup, the, you know, the overhead, the stab, back up, throw some lightning. And the thing you'll notice too is that I don't use a shield a lot. I'm just so used to not having the strength requirements to use a shield from my last game. So I have one, but I'm gonna use it, you know, mostly for bosses? I don't know. Again, I keep confusing myself on what I want to do, because having a shield would make a lot of these encounters a lot less scary. So I don't know, maybe I'll just shield up and just deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Just stop trying to play it so much like a sorcerer and start playing it like a spell sword or something like that. That might end up paying dividends more so than this other strategy that I'm using. Alright, so here's the plan. I'm going to shield up, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to try to kill this MFer who got the drop on me. And then I think I'm going to call it a day for this part. Oh shit. Whoa, respawn. Okay, I wasn't expecting that at all, actually, so. Okay, that was a really weird knockdown effect. I'm going to blame that on me hitting the pole. I don't think that was actually that weapon's actual knockdown effect. God! God! Okay, so that was completely unexpected. And it's always bad when you do that. I'd rather just have the camera facing the opposite direction than to just see my death. Okay, we can't go out on a note like that. We can't go out like that. So here's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I lost a lot of souls. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's so easy to get souls in this game. It's criminal. So here's what we're gonna do. We're just going to just body everybody. We're just gonna make everybody feel bad that they stepped to this. So no pulled punches here. We're just gonna go in. We're gonna two-shot this guy. We're gonna turn. We're gonna one-shot this guy, cause we can. This guy, is he gonna come? Okay, fine. We'll two-shot him. Then we'll dodge this. We'll one-shot him, and that should. Yeah, I got plenty of lightning spears. I don't have anything to worry about. I'm gonna turn the corner. I'm gonna lock on, one-shot this guy, and then again proceed to body everybody outside. So you see now why I was kind of hesitant to use lightning spear as much. It mitigates a lot of the challenge. But in the interest of time and sanity, I'm going to use it here, and I don't feel bad about it. That's kind of the thing about the Souls games. You know, I don't think they're as unfair as a lot of people like to paint them. I think they're quite balanced, but I also have always been of the opinion, use what works. Like, don't feel like you have to play the game a certain way. Like, don't think you have to you know, I gotta maintain the challenge. I can't use these, like, really good pieces of equipment or, you know, these spells that are really good. use what works, man. I mean, the games are tough, so like, don't go nuts because you can't beat a certain area just because you've gimped yourself. Like that's not cool. Like that's no better than, you know, playing the game on easy mode. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be really like frustrating and kind of hollow. Hollow. No, I mean, it's just not gonna be fun if you're not having fun. I mean, I know that sounds really obvious, but like, if you think the game's hard but you want to enjoy it, like, play an easy build. You know, look online, go like, what's the easiest build? What's gonna take the least amount of skill? What's gonna allow me to have the most fun with the least amount of effort? And I say play that build. You know, don't shortchange the experience just because you think you have to play the game a certain way. You know, I think it's much more offensive to not get all that the game has to offer just because you felt like, yeah, you didn't want to use the easy button. It's like I've always told people, I don't have a problem with you using Game Genie or your, you know, whatever cheat codes. Like, if you aren't enjoying the game as it stands, play it in a way that makes it fun for you. You know, especially if you bought the goddamn game, it's yours. Like, you don't owe the developer or the... Oh, hey, you can see him from up here. I wonder if I can snipe him with one of these. But yeah, you don't owe the developer anything else after you've bought the game. Like, it's yours, man. Like, start enjoying the game. Like, because if you're not enjoying it, like, what's the point? Alright, so, let's see. Alright, I'm going to shield up. I'm going to fight this guy with sword and board. I'm going to see if I can backstab him. Because that's just a really cool animation in these games. Like, that's one of the great things I think about this iteration of the Souls series, is they really put a lot of time and effort into the backstabs and ripostes and stuff. Let's see, maybe I can parry him. No. No. Alrighty. Let's go. Let's just go for a straight up, like, backstab. He's being a jerk, though, and I can't get him. Alright, let's see. Oh, yeah, that should be guaranteed. Ugh! That's such a great animation. That's one of the best animations in the game, bar none. Yeah. Cool. Well, that was a fun fight. And hey, there's a bonfire. What a perfect time to stop. Alright, guys. Well, that was kind of a weird part. Sorry if it was kind of boring and rambling. I'm just trying to get back into the game, get my feet under me. But yeah, we'll see you next time for the next exciting part of my Dark Souls New Game Plus, new character, new weapons, new kind of cool stuff adventures. Again, big shout out to two best friends. Go watch their playthrough. It's on right now. I think it's on the third part as of this recording, dating the shit out of this. Wooly hasn't died yet. It's impressive. So yeah, go watch those guys. They make great content. And I will see you real soon. Cheers, guys.